Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in less than 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. We'll jump right into it. The first question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, great question. My name is Aroca, and today I help leaders build winning cultures that last. So that's kind of a mouthful sometimes, and people always say, well, what does that mean? Well, what that actually means is we really look at things at a macro level. We help people identify, or organizations identify, a set of values that they can govern their decision making by. So once you do that, then you have a really good platform to help build your leadership and your communication skills, in addition to building a core set of values. So those 3 things are the things that we've identified that help organizations build winning cultures that last.
Love it. Love it. Question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
I think it's just that camaraderie. I was involved in sports growing up, and that's the part that I love. Aside from the competition part of it, I love that friendship, that bond that you build with people. And that's what you get when you work with teams. And it doesn't happen with all team members, right? That's almost impossible. But I would say that's the number one thing that I love about working with teams, is that bond that you create, those relationships that can just last a lifetime.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Love that. Question number 3, I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell us your thoughts on that.
It really is hard. We all have different backgrounds. We just bring different things, different skill sets to the table. And so it can be difficult to get everyone on board at the same time and everyone engaged in doing the same things. And so it can be difficult. But I have learned in my career that when you start sharing why you're doing whatever you do, if you're a business owner, as an example, or you're a manager of a team, it's easy to tell people what to do. It's easy to tell people how to do it. But it's another thing to tell them why you're doing it. Why do you work for the organization? What is your vision for the team? What is your vision for that individual? Once we learn that from our leaders, hey, you know what? If they share that with us, we as followers will practically drop everything whatever we're doing, and we will follow those people because we believe in what they believe in. And so if you can do that, if you can establish a core set of values like we talked earlier, if you can establish those core set of values into your why, then, hey, we believe the same things, and it's easy for us to get on the same page. Then I'm not getting up in the morning to go to work just for the sake of going to work or collecting a paycheck. I'm going for a cause. And when we believe in a cause, that's when it becomes a game changer.
I really like that. It's a great insight. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you bet.
Question number 5. What are we up to here? Oh, question number 4. What other piece of advice would you share with leaders of teams?
I would say to be very empathetic and really get to know your people. I don't mean like get to know their names and what their birthday is or what kind of car they drive or where they like to vacation, but really dive deep into those team members. Really get to know them in a very personal level. What motivates them? Why do they get up every morning and come to work every single morning? What motivates them? What is their greatest fears? Get to know people at that level. And as you get that information, be empathetic with the things that you learn about those people. The more empathy that you show them and the more you try to get to know them in that personal level, the more likely they are to follow you and to fight for you and want to win for you as a leader. So I think those are some of the critical points that a lot of leaders just miss out on, right? Because they're so focused on the numbers, they're so focused on, winning, they're so focused on other things, but sometimes they forget that, man, it's all about people. And as leaders, we are in the people business. I don't care what your business is, we are in the people business. And if you don't get that right, it doesn't matter what great service or product you have because you've missed out on great people.
Oh, that's great. I love that information. Thank you. Well, 5th question, what other successful team leaders, such as yourself, have had an influence on you that you'd like to recognize?
That's a great question. I would say I met this individual a few years ago. It's been about 5 years maybe. But I've just been so impressed with this guy. His name is Roscoe Allen. He's been in distribution, doing anyway, just distribution. He's been a vice president of operations. But I just love this guy's motor and his passion for just discovering new things. And he is a fighter. And talk about a guy who is a great leader. He epitomizes to me what a great leader is. He's constantly concerned about the individual. He wants to win as a team. So he is just one guy that I've been really impressed with. Roscoe Allen. If anybody's listening to this, or whoever's listening to this, you can find him on LinkedIn. He is awesome.
That's great. Thank you for that recommendation, for recognizing him. Sounds like a great individual. So thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Final question. Tell us about your first job.
Oh man, my first paid job. I will leave out the entrepreneurial side, but my first paid job, actually getting up in the morning and going to work for someone else. I worked at Reams grocery store as a bagger, where I actually won Utah Valley's fastest bagger. So,
wow.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
I need a trophy. I don't know what happened to the flag. That was my first job, and it was awesome. I loved it.
Good for you. I like that. Thanks for sharing that story. And Eric, thanks for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
Oh, you know what? The easiest way to find me is my website, ericaroca.com. It's ERICAROCA.com. Or you can go on LinkedIn, same first name, last name. So those are the easiest ways to find me.
Fantastic. Thank you again.
This is Sean.
Oh, you're very welcome. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, look for us on LinkedIn by searching Blue Sky Business Consulting. Thanks so much for joining us, and have a great day.